Master of Ceremony. Leadership is much more an art and behave a condition of the heart, set of things to do. Happy morning to one and all present here. Myself, Vanilla, third become ISM. It is my great privilege to welcome all for today's seminar on enhanced leadership quality and team building skills. Prayers. Let us begin the program with prayer for seeking the blessings and presence of Almighty. And I would like to invite our college choir for prayer song. And here, myself, Vanilla, third become ISM. It is my great privilege to
You are my strength when I am weak. You are the treasure that I seek. You are my all in all. Seeking you as a precious jewel, Lord, to give up I'd be a fool. You are my all in all. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Taking my sin, my cross, my shame, rising again, I bless your name. You are my all in all. When I fall down, you pick me up. When I am dry, you fill my cup. You are my all in all. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name.
It is time to welcome our chief guest. It is my great privilege to welcome you all on its occasion. First of all, I extend my warm welcome to our Honorable Chairman, Sir, Dr. N.R. Dhanapalan, our Secretary, Sir, M.N.R. D. Prem Kumar, our Joint Secretary, Sir, Dr. P.A.R. Premchand. I welcome our beloved Principal, Ma'am, Dr. Inita Lebanon Ebensi, Vice Principal and IQAC Coordinator, Mrs. Jofia Solomon, ma'am, and I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. R. Kamraj, sir, for today's seminar on enhanced leadership qualities. And okay, sir. Chief guest Karthik, sir, enhanced leadership qualities and team building skills. I also welcome heads and of all departments, faculties, members, and students of Anna Violet Arts and Science College. I also welcome professors and participants across to the globe.
Good morning to all. It's my great pleasure to introduce the chief guest for the today webinar, Enhanced Leadership Qualities and Team Building Skills, organized by IQAC and Department of Information Management System. Our chief guest is Dr. M. Karthik, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, St. Joseph University, Nagaland, India. He has completed his undergraduate BSc Zoology Bishop Heber College, Bharatidasan University, Tirchi. He has completed his postgraduate MBA from Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. He has awarded doctoral degree in management entitled A Comparative Study of Training and Development Practices Adopted in Cooperative and Private Dairy Plants from Annamalai University, Chidambaram. Is interested in doing research like human resource management, entrepreneurial development, and developmental economics. He presented so many research papers in national and international conferences and seminars, and also published articles in reputed journals. He is a motivational speaker who is interested to bring a transformation in the young minds. Thank you, sir. Now the session is yours, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the introduction. So very good morning to everyone present here, virtually present here. So first of all, I would like to thank Annai Violet Arts and Science College, Chennai, for inviting me to give the lecture on enhanced leadership qualities and team building skills. So it's my pleasure to thank everyone of St. Anne's. I forget the name of the college. Wait, I'll check out in yes, Anna Violet Arts and Science College. The organizers of this webinar, IQAC and Department of Information Systems. So before that, I would like to thank Chairman, Secretary, Joint Secretary, Principal and Vice Principal, and even the students and Dr. Manivannan for inviting me to give this webinar presentation. So let me start the presentation and share my screen. So I thought today everyone will be there in Zoom meeting. Is my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
So the title is Enhanced Leadership Qualities and Team Building Skills. So I thought to have first of all, reading this title, I thought to have an a motivational speech, but rather than motivational speech, the research-oriented articles, if we produce to the students, means it will be beneficial for them where to build up their skills and qualities on leadership. So the session objective is this one we are going to get throughout this hour. What is leadership? Identify the traits and skills of an effective leader, key leadership theories, examine the role, duties, and responsibilities of a team leader in the workplace, understand the limits of authority in a team leader role, and develop a plan to develop your own leadership potentials. So these are all the objectives that we are going to achieve at the end of the hour. So understanding leadership. First of all, here's the thing about leadership, that a lot of people either don't understand or refuse to believe that everyone can be leader. The leadership definition is often misunderstood. Leadership is not something you are either born with or without skills, but a powerful skill that can be developed over time. So in fact, you have probably taken on leadership roles in your life that you didn't even realize that you have lead the team. So what is leadership really? and how can you shape or sharpen those skills and put them to work or your career in your life. So leadership is the ability to inspire a team to achieve a certain goal. It's usually discussed in the context of business, but leadership is also how you as an individual choose to lead your life. The true leadership definition is to influence, inspire, and help others become their best self. So building their skills and achieving goals along the way, you don't have to be a CEO, manager, or even a team leader to be a leader. Leadership is a set of skills and a certain psychology that anyone can be a master in leader. So the importance of leadership, in short, the importance of leadership lies in the ability to get things done. Leadership allows you to communicate a clear vision and then unite your team around that vision. So companies with great leaders are creative, innovative, and agile. They are very fast on taking decisions. They also have positive company cultures with a sense of purpose and passion. So ultimately, effective leadership improves your company's bottom line, resulting in less turnover and a mindset of continuous improvement. But the importance of leadership also shows in other aspects of life. It is a set of skills you can take with you into relationship on your path or to personal improvement, and you can start learning them from today. Okay, it's one of the most common questions when it comes to leadership. Are leaders born or made? Can leadership be developed, or do leaders need to genetically blessed with leadership traits? So leaders are made, not born. So earlier in the king's rule, people believed that leaders are born, but many leaders have proved that leaders are not born, leaders are made. So although some traits of great leaders may appear to be inherent, leadership is a skill that can be learned. Even traits that are considered innate, such as creativity, can be developed and enhanced. So there is the proverb of quotes of Professor Warren Bennis. He's a famous leadership researcher. According to his quote, leadership is a function of knowing yourself, having a vision that is well communicated, building trust among colleagues, and taking effective action to realize your own leadership potential. So leader itself have to realize their own leadership potential. So if you go and search Professor Warren Bennis, he is a in a variety of variables in leadership. He has been researched. So we are going to see further more research articles. So I thought to even in Zoom, more people are will join. We'll have a group discussion. But anyhow, you yourself ask or discuss the examples you have come across of strong and weak leadership in a society, in politics, in business, sports, wherever it is. We can use those examples from employment, academic studies, or participation in activities. So keep that anonymous, okay? Because your role models will always sorry, influence you with a particular kind of skills. right? So you want to have that skills just like your role models, right? So your role model means their models. You are also become like that, right? So before end of this hour, you have to analyze so how much capabilities you have according to your role model. What are all capability skills that you are keep learning based on your role models and leadership theories. So before going deep into qualities and the skills, the leadership theories that the researchers already have discussed. That one we need to thorough. Then only why leadership is being a strong and dominant one to successful in his in all the life of a human being. So leadership theory studies the qualities of good leaders. Psychologists analyze and develop leadership theory, and researchers try to discover the common qualities or behavioral patterns of excellent leaders, innovative leaders. Some of the leadership aspects they consider that they include the personality traits like accents, environment, and situation also is influence the leaders to arrive, right? Decision making process, how input is received, how the relationships are maintained, based on which leadership can be developed. Leadership style is the way a leader approaches managing the team members. Leadership styles were formally developed as a result of studies on leadership theory. So on each style includes distinctive qualities, common leadership qualities. Okay, so leadership styles include like coaching, visionary, servant to the society, autocratic leadership style, democratic leadership style, and bureaucratic leadership style. In democratic, it considers the opinions of others before making a decisions. Like our Indian nation, Indian Constitution is protecting and navigating the entire politics administration for the betterment of people. So bureaucratic like follows it follows a strict hierarchy and expects team members to follow the procedure. So earlier studies of the great man theory of leadership stated that excellent leaders are born, not developed. So earlier in the King's Rule, I have told, right? In the King's Rule, they have believed like this. So a popular concept during the 19th century, this theory states that leadership is an inherent quality. This type of leaders are often possess a natural attributes of human intelligence, courage, confidence, intuition, and charm, among others. So, in the trait theory of leadership, certain natural qualities tend to create good leaders. They believe during those years, according to earlier theories. So, in the trait theory of leadership, certain qualities only is making a good leaders. But having certain qualities does not necessarily mean someone has strong leadership skills. However, some leaders may be excellent listeners or excellent communicators, but not every listener or communicator makes an excellent leader, right? Because in TVs, news channels, there are varieties of uh, spokespersons are being giving lots of data. They are showing their skills of speech, right? But they are not leaders. So traits are hard to measure. For example, how do we measure honesty and integrity? Can we measure the integrity? So everyone is based on the situation, like whether it is innate or any kind of money or ornaments or food, whatever it is, they tend to show some integrity on them, right? We can't measure every time with their life history, right? Even Mahatma Gandhi also have did several mistakes in his life, right? Then this group exercise also choose your leader you admire. What personality traits and skills do they have? So if it is Mahatma Gandhi, what are all the personalities he has? He has entire country he has influenced, entire country he has triggered to fight against the Britishers, right? With the guns they are standing, but he is standing without even having proper clothes. With stick only, that too he could not able to stand in his own strength, right? So what personality traits they have? Please analyze yourself. And these are all the traits and skills. Here are the traits and skills they used to have, and they must have these traits to be a successful leader. Adaptable to situation, alert to social environment, ambitious and achievement oriented, assertive, cooperative, decisive, dependable to the society, dependable to the variables that affects the entire scenario, and energetic. They are being always energetic, high activity level. Even though they fail for longer time, they are always being energetic and persistent. Persistent means it is continuing to do something or to try to do something, even though it is difficult or other people want to stop you, continuing beyond the usual expected or normal time, right? Mahatma Gandhi, they have keep beating, they are ready to shoot, then to he is not even stop his struggle, his fighting, right? So that is what the persistent, not stopping or going the way they have already set the goal, and self-confident, tolerant of stress, willing to assume responsibility. While these traits approach focuses on the traits influenced by the leaders, the skills approach places the importance on skills and abilities that can be learned and developed. So clever and intelligent, always expecting to be what will happen. So we need to overcome those issues. That is what the intelligence. Conceptually skilled, creative, diplomatic and tactful towards the goal, fluent in speaking. So their thoughts and words are very clear with the goals, right? Even revolutionary leaders, they have this kind of fluent fluency in speaking. So knowledgeable about the group task, organized administrative abilities, how to manage several people, thousands of people, how to manage they know, persuasive, socially skilled. Like persuasive is like advertising and making the team. want to do or believe a particular thing. So they always try to influence the team, that they advertise the goals every time to the team. So this is the goal they want to achieve. They always advertise to the team. So also leaders will use to compassionate about others. They understand the difficulties of team members. And leaders also use humility. Humility, it is the feeling, or it is the attitude that you have no special importance that makes you better than others, or having lack of pride. These people have no lack of pride. Even they achieve the Nobel Prize also, they don't even have the pride. Those kind of leaders. A person who lacks humility is become arrogant on others. He is a person who only thinks of themselves and sees themselves as higher and better than others. Then another leadership theory, functional theories, behavior theories, these are all theories that seems the researchers have analyzed the different perspectives of leadership traits. Okay, then decision making process, everything to look into further theories. Functional leadership theory addresses specific leaders, specific leaders' behaviors that are expected to contribute most of the organizational effectiveness by focusing on how the leadership process occurs. The leaders should ensure that all needs of the group are get addressed, even the task, the goal setting, methods and process, everything is being addressed or not. The functional leaders think like this. Team, the effective and interactive communication among team, managing skills that the functional theory is deals about. So they used to clarify the roles and team morale on their team members. On leadership is one of the most critical contributors to the morale. The right person in a leadership role will, will build up your team and make them feel excited about their work. So it's more important than any technology or perks you have in place. And individual attention to behavior, feelings, coaching, and CPD. CPD means uh, continuous development of professional. See, continuous professional development is a combination of approaches, ideas, and techniques that will help you and manage your own learning and growth. So behavioral theory also deals and focuses on how a person's environment, not natural abilities, forms or her his or her a leader. One of the key concepts of behavioral theory is conditioning. Conditioning states that a person will be more likely to act or lead in a certain style as a result of environmental responses to behavior. So, according to Black and Mountain, the managerial grid they have developed in the year 1965, 1964, so it is a style leadership model developed by this Black and Mountain. This model originally identified 5 different leadership styles based on the concern for the people and the concern for production. The different leadership behaviors categorized as a leadership style. For example, the autocratic leadership style, persuasive, consultative, and democratic leadership style. Here, autocratic leadership is a leadership style categorized by individual control over all decisions and little input from other groups. So autocratic leaders typically make choices based on their ideas and their judgments, and rarely accept advice from the followers. That is what the autocratic. They won't accept advices from others, like we can take it as Hitler, right? And whereas a persuasive leadership style is a passive or a aggressive leadership style. This type of leaders have the ability for convincing the team, the followers. Okay, so because the leader is entertaining and it's likable to by the society. So in consultative leadership, it is a leadership style that targets team building and uses the skills of others to create plans and make decisions. So leaders consult with their team to obtain their leadership styles or suggestions and opinions to help them make very informed and to take the strategic decisions. And in democratic leadership is a type of leadership style in which the members of the group take more participative in democratic decision making process. Also everyone will have a different opinion, so based on that they will take decision. So this type of leadership can apply to the any kind of organizations like private businesses, schools, colleges, and even government also. This democratic leadership is easily applicable. These behavior theories does not provide guide to effective leadership in different situations because behavioral theories are a learned process and it takes time. Whether you are a leader or an employee, determining certain behaviors that fit in scenarios come with trial and error. And also leaders have other considerations for how to manage employees. So this approach is not effective comparing to other theories. Then another leadership theory, situational or contingency leadership, that was proposed by Hersey and Blanchard in the 1972 80. They have did throughout a decade about this situational and contingency leadership. So these leadership models are based on the idea that the leader's actions should vary according to the circumstances that a leader is facing. So in other words, it means leadership methods change according to the situation in which the leader is leading. So there is not single ideal approach to leading because circumstances vary. Here, the competency, the motivation, and leadership style. So based on the competency level, the maturity level, competency we can also tell as maturity level. If it is low, we'll have low motivation. If it is high competence, high maturity means high commitment, right? So based on these four variables, the maturity level will vary. So these particular situational or contingency models offer a framework or guide for being flexible and adaptable when leading a team. So situational leadership theory says effective leaders must change their behavior according to the situation, right? So there is not one single ideal approach to leading because circumstances will vary, right? So during high competence, high maturity, this leadership style also we should approach with a different style, right? Coaching, participative, supportive, delegatory, and observing. Like this, we need to change according to the situation, right? High commitment, able to willing or motivated. During that time, we should apply high maturity. Okay. Then these there are several models in these subgroups also, which will be outlined in different websites like Wikipedia are there. You can go and search about how to apply this maturity and competency levels. Okay, so maturity and competency levels are also task specific. A person might be generally skilled, confident, and motivated in their job, but would still have a low level competence, right? The maturity level will be very low, but he is having the capabilities of innovative skills, right? So when asked to perform a task requiring skills, they don't possess the task because of low maturity on particular task. So this Blanchard's situational leadership makes some changes to these. So rearranging all as development levels rather than maturity levels to avoid accumulation around the idea of immaturity. This situational and contingency leadership can be vary based on the situation. Okay. Then new kind of leadership theory. What this theory tells, we'll just see. Okay. Transformational theory that was proposed by Bass and Bernard in the year 1999. So in new leadership theory, they have suggested that leaders inspire individuals, develop trust, and encourage creativity and personal growth. Individuals develop a sense of purpose to benefit the group, organization, or the society. So this goes beyond their own interest and an exchange of rewards or recognition for effort or loyalty is being tested. So in simple words, a transformational leader is not selfish and sees an opportunity of growth in others. Transformational leadership enhances intellectual simulation through employee development, collaboration, and collaboration and okay. So transformational leadership, it enhances the intellectual stimulation through training and development. Okay. So individuals develop a sense of purpose to benefit the group, the organization, or society. Okay. Then several leadership philosophies also is there. We'll just touch this and we'll go further. Okay. So ethical leadership is also one of the leadership philosophy based this based on this ethical leadership, responsibility can be shared among the whole team. Okay, so corporate social responsibility, sustainability, and equality, humanitarianism, uh, beliefs and values being protected by this ethical leadership, right? So ethical leadership is a leadership that is directed by respect for ethical beliefs and values and for the dignity of others' rights. So it is thus related to the concepts such as CSR, corporate social responsibility, sustainability, equality, and humanitarianism, and value systems like trust, honesty, and many of the value systems, loyalty, everything, right? So, according to this Alan Chapman, 2006, this four P's: purpose, people, planet, probity, all these kinds of researchers can be applied in business ethics. Even ethical teams in the organizations should apply these four P's for the open and honest practices in the business organizations. Then other group exercises. Even I'll share this PPT to your professors, and you can have this kind of exercises to make you good in leadership style. Okay, you can examine and discuss the team leader job descriptions. So for the leadership position, what all the job description is there? For the director of the school education, director of collegiate education, what all the job descriptions is required? You can have a look and you can develop your skills based on the those kind of higher positions, even IAS, IPS, whatever it is. Okay, so what are the key responsibilities for the team leader role? Like that, you have to analyze what is the responsibility they are having. The key team leader responsibilities. So here are the team leader responsibilities. They guide, they coordinate team members, they encourage teamwork and motivate individuals. They provide structure for the team. They set mission and purpose. They clarify roles and responsibilities. And leaders allocate tasks and they set objectives where we need to move. To clarify working methods, practices, and protocol, whom and all take decisions, whom and all can be approached for taking decisions in each level, like that. And focus on performance. Focus on performance, anticipate the challenges, monitor performance, and delegate and provide continuous performance development support. Okay, not only objectives are achieved, they are not staying, but the performance also they used to check how we have achieved this milestone, how we have achieved the success. Like that, they check and then they tend to perform better in the next task, next objectives. That is what the continuous performance development support says. Okay, CPD. Then responsibility versus accountability. What does having authority mean? The responsibility can be shared among the whole team and tends to be ongoing for the duration of a project or task at hand, right? So you can't actually assign responsibility to your team because your employees need to choose to take responsibility themselves. right? So who wants to answer this question? Who wants to have this task? Means everyone take responsibility, right? So leaders can't insist to others, even though leaders have to know their strengths and weakness of their team, but the responsibility based on that only they will give, right? And accountability is individually it is owned accountability, right? They are answerable. Accountability persons are owned by the team decisions, okay? And is what takes place when or after the situation has already occurred. Then this accountability and responsibility and authority is the stage of being accountable, liable, and answerable. Responsibility is objective objects and tasks or people can be delegated, but accountability cannot take responsibility that stops with you. A good leader accepts the ultimate responsibility, will give credit to others when delegated responsibilities succeed, will accept blame when delegated responsibilities fail. Once it is failed means the project, the task, an objective goal is failed means they take responsibility. Accountability cannot operate fairly without the leader being given full authority for the responsibilities concerned. So authority is the power to influence or command thoughts, opinion, or behavior. Then the cross-functional team is less having less authority. It is more difficult to manage. Right? Like if it is an institution, the principal controls all the departments. The department HODs controls their faculties. Faculties controlling their classes. Right. So the cross-functional team, the one class teacher cannot control other class because there may be some other functional areas like the science and management cannot interfere with this cross-functional authority, right? So it is more difficult to manage those kind of cross-functional areas. Okay, then the group exercise again. When you when have you experienced an issue as a leader that you did not have the authority to resolve? So think of that when you have experienced those issues as a leader, you don't have the authority to take decision, right? And how did you know you did not have the authority? So once you cannot implement your idea, you don't have authority in the team, right? So when and how did you know that? Even though if you are a leader, you should have those authority, right? Then who did you refer for the help? So if you are a team member, whom you will ask, the team leader only you will ask. But in a team, there is no leaders. Everyone should take democratic leadership and then take decision means who will you refer for help, right? So use examples from your own current experience, okay? As a students, as a faculties, use for examples and either it is work or volunteer club societies, wherever you have faced these kind of issues, okay? The responsibility. So once it is failed, the responsible person have taken the responsibility or not, like that, to take a exercise. Okay, to try to think of your task you have laid a group and then to do this exercise. Okay, Then team leader authority. The team leader authority will vary from role to role, dependent on the scope of duties and organizational structure. The team leader may refer to line management or other authorities like these kind of specialized areas, right? The HR team, policy and procedure team, marketing team, like that different teams will be there. They used to have their own authorities only, right? So HR faculties, HR executives, they have the ability to stop recruitment and training, performance and discipline, racism or bullying, policy and procedures, health and safety measures, changes to working practices, budget and resources, allocation and management of resources, organizational objectives. This HR team and we are discussing. So think as different specialized areas like production, operation, system handling, even the planning and the execution team, organizational objectives, strategy targets, managing change in the team. The department will restructure. The office will move to other kind of goals. Then line management, they are supportive and advice and they own the continuous performance development. So this is the team leader authority we are discussing. Then how to improve your leadership skills. So this is the main part we have arrived. So reflect and identify the skills you need to lead effectively and create your action plan to develop them. So as a group of members, you have to identify the skills, how to manage those group of team. And that too, with the effective action plan, you should develop the team. Ask for the feedback from friends or work colleagues, line managers, tutors. With your class teacher also, you can ask, sir, this program we have coordinated, whether it is effective or not. Like that, you can ask feedback. And your followers also, you can ask feedback. And practice. Like now Tamil proverbs we used to tell, right? Keep practice. முயற்சி செய் முயற்சி தோல்வியடைந்தால் பயிற்சி செய், right? So take responsibility, work with your team, volunteer with the team, with the clubs, societies, and reflect on your performance so that you can learn different skills during working under a leader, right? So find a mentor. There will be mentor in your villages, in your homes. They used to guide you, navigate you with the pitfalls occur in every aspect of the task you are doing, right? If you go to Tahsildar office, what and other the procedures is there, someone have to guide, right? So without knowing the procedures, without knowing the skills, we can't go and enter and ask the particular major task, right? And attend further leadership and management training. There are several HR training, leadership training organizations are there. So if possible, you attend. Okay. Otherwise, you can have YouTube also. There are several training sessions are there. You can try to watch instead of being in online for social media and watching wasting data. You can attend those management training, leadership training, so that at least you can have the ability to develop the skills you are lacking in. Okay. and use the resources on leaders award pages. So different functional award functions and all is there now. So you can watch those award functions. Not only the cinema awards, okay, but the business leaders, what they're doing, where they have got disappointed on their decisions they have taken and failed, what the next step they have to, like that. You can watch those resources and review your performance as a leader. So not only uh, running a team and success means it's not enough, because it is a lifelong process, leadership. Okay, like learning also is lifelong process. Playing and getting success also is a lifelong process. Every time, if you watch MS Dhoni's speech, he always used to speak about the next task, right? He's not getting dignity on the medals, on the trophies, right? So assess yourself as a leader. Conduct a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis. You conduct in your team as a leader. Okay. So use those results of leadership questionnaire you have been completed prior to attending the session and make those opportunities workable. Okay. And develop an action plan to improve as a leader. So list 2 actions you will undertake to address weaknesses or capitalize on opportunities identified. So like this, at least list out 2 actions that demotivates you. Okay. Even Virat Kohli, where he is getting out, every time he used to analyze, and the same ball he used to practice for several days. So he cannot make the mistake again and again, right? So like that weaknesses are capitalized or not. You think of those 2 actions, okay, and apply smart targets to your action, specific targets. Okay, so this month, if you are going to organize a team and you are going to success in a public exam, in a government exam means set a smart target. Okay, so this day we are going to study about 40 pages. You can divide into 40 pages into your group members and ask them to explain, so that if you listen it in your ears, you can apply by your own questions you are facing, right? Okay, and it should be measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Okay, the performance should be measurable, achievable, and realistic. So don't think that imaginary world and all. Okay, what is realistic only and time bound also. So within a particular period, you can achieve or not. So set a goal and then start a assessment. Okay, so it is individual exercise. Okay, just, should apply by your own skills and knowledge with yourself. Okay, then these are all the references I have come across while reading these concepts of theories. I came to know that there are varieties of skills that already many leaders, many researchers, they have already done. Okay, so try to check out these references in internet and start learning skills. So have a wonderful leadership skills and leadership qualities. I wish you all the best for your success of your life. Thank you. Questions are welcome. Sir. So am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just one second.
Thank you. Thank you for wonderful sharing, sir. Showing gratitude is one of the more powerful thing. I would like to invite Salman Khan, second become ISM, to deliver what thanks. Video on பண்ணவே இல்ல வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணவே இல்ல
Nothing is honorable than a grateful heart. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on its occasion. First of all, our sincere thanks to our college management for giving opportunity to organize this webinar. I could like to thank our Honorable Chairman, Sir Dr. Chebalia Dhanabalan, our Secretary, Sir Mr. N.R.T. Prem Kumar, our Joint Secretary, Sir Dr. P.E.R. Premchand. It was a very useful section for us. I thank our guest speaker, Dr. M. Karthik, sir, for sharing more valuable information with us. We are really we are really enlightened with our great presentation and knowledge sharing on enhanced leadership qualities and team building skills. And I extend our performed thanks to Dr. Inita Lebanon Embassy Vice Principal and IQAC Coordinator Mr. Jofi Salman ma'am or her support and guidance, and I thank her heads of various department, faculties, members, and students. I also thank our viewers, participants, professors, and students for other college. I thank our technical team for her constant support. Thank you once again.
Thank you, students. Thank you. Once again, I thank the college team for organizing such a wonderful meeting in YouTube as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.